It's not often that you see guys make returns to factory rides after losing their spot at a top organization. All too often, the industry looks the other way when the next generational talent signs for a factory team, struggles in their rookie year, and then gets booted to the curb in favor of the next young hotshot. But Jordon Smith serves as an outlier in this trend. 2023 will mark his 9th season as a professional racer, but Smith's career has not been with only one factory organization. Not by a long shot. Why 2023 will be Jordon Smith's last chance for a title is coming up right around the corner. So I know this isn't exactly news, but going over through the race results, I stumbled upon Jordon Smith's career, and I wanted to look back and see if he truly deserved this star racing ride, because I think there were a couple guys that got snubbed in favor of Smith. So let's get right into it. In 8 years of racing, Jordon Smith has run a combined total of 1 450 event, and it came in the 2017 Monster Cup where he finished 5th. Every other start of his career came on the good old 250. Over this career, you've seen Smith on factory rides such as Geico Honda, KTM, Kawasaki, and now Star Racing beginning in 2023. But to understand his career, let's go back to the beginning and see how he was able to land this many opportunities. Smith signed with Geico Honda after running for their amateur program in his youth days. Unfortunately, he sustained a big injury in practice that really limited him for the 2015 Supercross season, and 2016 didn't go much better as he re-aggravated a shoulder injury and only lined up for 7 races, finishing 9th in points. After a crazy motocross season where he recorded 0 podiums and multiple finishes in the 30s, Smith announced that he would switch to KTM. But the move over to TLD KTM saw Smith finally become relevant. After 2 seasons of upper body injuries, Smith showed up to the 2017 Supercross season with his career on the line. In the heat of the battle, he grabbed a podium in Minneapolis and won his first ever race in Detroit. But this first win would come with tragedy. Smith's longtime friend and the friend's father were killed in a car crash on the way to the stadium the night of his first win. With a heavy heart, Smith dealt with the interviews and followed up his win with another victory in St. Louis the following week. He seemed destined for the title that he so craved. Heading into East Rutherford for round 8 of 2017 Supercross, Smith just needed a solid run to put one hand on the championship trophy. But for Smith, a last place finish saw him go into the final round of the championship with only 1 point separating himself, Joey Savacci, and Zach Osborne for the East Coast Championship. In one of the craziest final races Supercross has ever seen, Smith crashed during the race, resulting in a major shoulder injury and throwing the title away to the other 2 contenders. The end of the night saw the famous Joey Savacci and Zach Osborne move, where Osborne pitted Savacci into the dirt with just a couple turns to go, grabbing his first championship. But while Osborne celebrated, Smith had wasted a prime opportunity. The crash stung especially because it forced Smith to miss the entire outdoor national championship, instead opting to focus on chasing the 250 East Coast Championship in 2018. In his redemption season, Smith fought hard against Osborne, Austin Fortner, and Jeremy Martin. While Smith ran well, his charge came up short again to Osborne, who repeated as 250 East champion. While outdoors in 2018 still showed relatively little success for Smith, he was looking to break through in 2019 with his first ever Supercross championship. Sadly, one injury in particular set him up for the current track that he is now on. Smith started the season with finishes of 2nd in Minneapolis, 4th in Arlington, and 2nd in Detroit, but finished 18th in Atlanta for round 4. Smith had injured his wrist in Arlington and was struggling to keep the bike on 2 wheels. As a result, he pulled out of round 5 in Daytona and didn't return to the series. After this injury and a lack of pace outdoors, Smith left KTM and signed with Mitch Payton's Pro Circuit Kawasaki for 2020. With upper body injuries already plaguing his career, Smith needed a solid run in 2020 to maintain his level of a factory ride. Smith got off to a relatively poor start on Team Green. He finished 5th in the season opener but limped home to a 13th place finish in Arlington. He rebounded with the 4th in round 3 but suffered a seemingly minor crash with Star Racing's Shane McElrath, but the crash bore more significance for Smith. His knee had dug into the ground, causing an ACL tear with damage in other areas, and he was done for the year. He sat out all the way until February for the start of the 2021 campaign, which was delayed due to the COVID pandemic. But the rest and recovery did not lead to success for Smith, who suffered from mistakes earlier in the year. By round 5, he was well out of championship contention, but rubbed salt in the wounds when he crashed hard at Arlington 3, dislocating his shoulder and landing yet another upper body injury. I was there, and trust me, it was not a pretty sight to watch, as the North Carolina native was slammed into the Texas dirt. After the season, he was released by Team Green, and his career seemed to be on the ropes. For the first time as a pro rider, Smith was not on a factory bike. For 2022, Smith signed with Firepower Honda. Although the motorcycle that he was on was slower, Smith did have some bright spots, notably a 5th place in Arlington and in Detroit. But there were also some really bad runs. In Atlanta, he was forced into the LCQ and missed the main event entirely. Yes, the field is deeper because it was a 250 showdown, but not being in the top 22 guys is not a good look. With these results, Smith's claim to fame is a near championship and 3 250 Supercross wins. Good numbers, but in 8 seasons, it seems like Smith was destined to stay with smaller teams, right? In early June, it was announced via the classic Star Racing mugshot photo that Jordon Smith would ride for the team in 2023 with an option for next season. But does Smith really deserve this? I'm not sure he does. Yes, he will provide a veteran presence. Yes, he has won races in the 250 class. But in my opinion, there were several better candidates that deserved a full-time ride. And my number one contender for this was Enzo Lopes. Lopes finished a position higher above Smith in the standings and is only 21 years old. Yes, it was only by a point. If you looked at Lopes, he was consistently up near the front more often than you saw Smith, and Lopes didn't make as many mistakes as Smith did. I mean, Mitchell Oldenburg even would be a good option. He finished 4th in points on similar equipment in the exact same class. Plus, he set a fastest lap in qualifying on a non-factory bike. You can also look at Ryder DiFrancesco because he's been in the news about issues with Pro Circuit not picking him up for a pro contract. And is Jordon Smith really better than any of these 3 riders I just named? I don't think so. But where this move puzzles me the most is his outdoor record. Smith has not raced a national since 2019 and hasn't seen success in the series over his entire career. Going back through his race results, I was shocked to learn that Smith has never finished on the overall podium in an outdoor national, even though he's been with 3 different factory organizations. Yet he gets a ride with Star Racing? The question remains to see, how will Jordon Smith do in 2023? And in no ways do I mean to put this in a negative way, but I do see him struggling. We saw Kyle Chisholm jump on a Star Racing bike and do practically nothing, even though he was ripping on a stock 450. Supercross will always be more about the rider than the equipment, but I don't believe that Smith has the pace to contend for a championship or even a podium outdoors at this point. It's unfortunate because I truly believe that Oldenburg and Lopes and possibly even DiFrancesco will be in a position to win a championship in a year or 2 if they're with the right organization. But regardless, this video is not at all meant to dog on Jordon Smith, as I'm sure he's a super nice guy and a far better rider than any keyboard warrior in the comments. But the move interests me and I really wanted to hear y'all's thoughts on it. Is there somebody else that you think could have taken that Star bike? Will Star expand to field another one of these guys that I just mentioned? Let me know, as I'm genuinely interested at what you guys think. Anyway guys, that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content so that we can get more of it out to the public. Thank you guys so much. We will see y'all in the next video.